Yes, Ashan, we have just found that out and we've brought it up. Thank you very much for that piece of information. Thank you. It's a very good poster, isn't it, Stephen? Decent.
Boom, shake the room.
Let's not muck around, Stephen. Right into it. We've got McGinn, Super John McGinn. Just don't think you understand. He's Steve Clark's man. Better.
Hello and welcome to this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and, of course, our Twitch stream. As always now, John.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about Thalapathy.
Yes, I call it Thalapathy now because apparently we were saying it wrong. I think it was one of his movies, Steve, and it may have been Tupaki.
Yeah,
and they called him Thalapathy. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's Thalapathy.
Now, John, just to sort of bring you up to speed, because I know I have got more of a convenience of keeping my finger on the pulse when it comes to breaking news, and we knew this one was coming thanks to our community who pre-warned us that something would be dropping early in British Standard Time.
Something wicked comes this way.
About Thalapathy 65, as it was called yesterday. It's not called that now. It's called
Beast.
Not
Beats. Beast.
Beast. Now,
that's a good title.
I think so, John.
I agree with Ruth.
I think
welcome in, Ruth.
We are. Listen, there was a strong rumour this morning. The title was going to be called Target, and I hated that. You said it's
a United States mall.
Yeah.
Supermarket.
Supermarket. Yeah. Like that's. Yeah. No, not having that.
Look, listen, it'd be okay because as far as I'm understanding the story, it is a sort of con artist on the run, and he will be a target. People will be after him, so it would kind of work. But Beast,
John,
conjures up a lot of imagery in my mind. Yeah. What is going on there?
Yeah,
is he a beast?
I was going to say, John, is he the Beast? I don't know.
Or is the Beast chasing him?
But John, listen, I
like good thriller chasing movies.
Originally going to be talking about the original poster that released earlier today, but since then we have been informed there's been
another poster.
Second, there is another one. Yeah,
there is another. Yes, I will bring it up just now, Stephen.
Yeah,
you will be on the screen. I will not, because I have not got the other scene sorted out.
Let's talk about the first one then, John.
First one is Stephen. For me, that's the best. I can't get the mouse cursor to move over. That's very unfortunate. For me, that is the best, Stephen. Yeah. I love it. I love these sort of smokiness. And he's clutching a sort of sniper rifle. And look, we've seen this man with multiple white tank tops on in other movies. Master being the one that sort of springs to mind. He has a white tank top at some point, I'm sure. Maybe the end.
It's like John McClane.
Yeah, he's like Stephen is like John McClane. And look at the biceps on this man.
Mr.
Look at
McLaren.
The deltoids.
Yeah.
As a guy who regularly works out and does bodybuilding, I have respect for this man's physique at the age of 47. Incidentally, Stephen, happy birthday to Mr. Joseph Thalapathy VJ. It is his birthday now over in India. It's not yet Tuesday here.
No.
But it is over in India. So the man is 47 today. And a very happy birthday to this
guy. How cool
would
it be if we were the first YouTube channel to wish Thalapathy VJ Joseph VJ.
Steve, we've got a lot to thank Joseph for. This guy has grown our channel almost exponentially.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of respect and love for the fan base of VJ and of him himself. We've watched a good 5 movies with him. And I'm thoroughly looking forward to this guy's career moving forward. And this movie, Beast, and I'll bring it back up, Stephen, because it's pertinent to the conversation. Look at the logo. The logo's very, very cool. And as you can see, Stephen, if you are, I don't know, a bit of a sleuth, is that what you call it? Sleuth.
Yeah.
It's got the horns on the T and the horns on the B.
Yeah. John,
so
I didn't even notice that. There you are. I was that excited about the title, I didn't even notice it. There you are.
So it's got the horns. It's very smoky looking.
Yeah.
And he's just looking almost supernatural in himself, Stephen. He is above all of this crap. And then you get down to this second poster here, and I'm going to click on it because I'm pretty damn sure it is a link to Twitter. And we'll get a better high quality version of it. There you go, there is the second teaser. And again, there's a machine gun, there's a helicopter chasing this guy, he's clutching a pistol, and once again looking dapper. There's nothing, not one outfit on this planet Earth that this guy doesn't rock with a plum. He's wearing the white shirt. It's absolutely incredible looking. He's got the sunglasses again. I love this guy.
Thanks very much, Ruth.
Yes, thank you very much.
Really
we do appreciate that.
Yeah.
What were expectations for this movie? Well, from what I've read about it, I've got a lot of expectations. My all-time favourite movie in terms of this genre was The Fugitive. where it was obviously Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
He was on the run from the state, and this, I think he is on the run. I don't know if it's from the state or it's one individual or a group of individuals.
Yeah.
But I love this genre. I love this kind of movie. And you know that he can do it well, Stephen, because we have seen another movie with him almost playing that role, where he was on the run.
He's playing the anti-hero, John, yeah.
He's playing the anti-hero,
Yeah.
so we have seen this guy doing it. So I know for a fact, having watched 4, 5, 6 movies of this
John,
guy, that he can do the role.
As much as I like Master, I think it's still his best film to date that we've seen. There's something about him playing an anti-hero I like, I prefer. I don't know, I think it flexes his acting chops a lot more
Intro.
than the sort of bog standard whiter than white knight kind of
It
character.
allows him to experiment.
Yeah, I
and
think
show
it
some
does.
range.
Yeah,
And we know that this guy is a
he
great
can.
actor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stephen, that's what we were speaking about it Friday, was it, when we reviewed what did we review? Vidic and I.
Yeah.
And I spoke about Thalapathy, and I did say, whilst I think Danush is probably a little bit better at drama, this guy is multifaceted in his acting. He can do happy dancing stuff, he can do real emotive stuff, and then he can do the action. And we know he can sing, he can dance, so he's an all-round performer, and that's what I love about the guy. And I've said it time and time again, he's got that humanity about him as well. This guy is a thoroughly decent human being.
John.
He's not forgotten his roots,
Exactly.
and he helps out people who are in less fortunate circumstances than him.
Off camera, he's a great guy. Yeah.
Stephen, in terms of this movie though, who's directing it? I need to have a look. It's directed by Nelson. I can't read that. Dilip Kumar, is it?
That's it. Yep.
So I'm going to have to look into this guy's back catalogue. Admittedly, having just tipped our toes in the actual Indian scene in the last 6-7 months.
It was his Twitter handle actually dropped the news on
Sun
Twitter.
Pictures.
Yeah.
We've seen Sun Pictures before. I'm sure we've reacted to stuff from
John,
that.
funnily enough, when I was kind of doing my snooping, I was trying to get in there very quickly this morning.
It was coming.
Yeah, I went onto a YouTube channel that had a countdown till the release of the movie title and the first poster, and the amount of people that were in the live chat was extraordinary, and every one of them was all saying, "I'm waiting."
Oh yeah, Steve, that's his catchphrase, isn't it? He's done it 3 times. I have to say my favourite one was probably, now that I think about it, what one was it? It was the one where, was it Ferry? When he was playing the police officer? Was that Ferry?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. He comes back from from the dead,
Yep.
and he goes up to that guy in the police station. He says, "I'm waiting." He's done it 3 times. He did it in Master, obviously to Bhavani on the phone. I think he did it in Sarkar, and then he did it in Ferry. So I'm hoping to see that catchphrase again. It's something that follows actors of this ilk. Obviously Schwarzenegger, Arnold did him. He had multiple catchphrases that followed him, but I'll be back.
Yeah, it was the famous one,
That's the famous one. So, Steen, I'm looking at this guy's back catalogue. Sadly, I can't see it because, to be quite frank with you, there is a ring light in the way. So I'm going to zoom this up and see if you can actually have a look at this for me, because he's only directed 3 movies.
Yeah, and he's written every one he's directed. So
that's surprising.
Doctor and what's that? Kalamavu Kukila, yeah.
So I'm very intrigued in this guy's how he's managed to get in with Thalapathy. Does he know him? Has he worked with him before in another role? That's really intriguing that he's managed to.
I'm interested to know how old the guy is as well.
Stephen, that's one thing I'm always blown away by. The actual youth of the directors. Lokesh Kanagaraj, I think it's Vetri. Oh Chris, I'm blanking on the name. Vetri Marin, or Vekra Marin, the one that worked with Danush. Very, very young. So I don't know how old he is, Stephen. It doesn't have his age, but that is another intriguing element to this movie. The fact that he's only got 1 movie out that he's directed and 2 currently completed, and he's managed to attract the talent of Thalapathy. Now this guy, we spoke about this guy before, Stephen. He's able to actually bring in the filmmakers, the actors from different regions. Telugu is the next one I think he's looking to collab with. He's managed to attract filmmakers to him now. He's at the level where movies are getting named after him with numerical sort of things at the end. He attracts the talent to him. So I'm intrigued to see how he's managed to blag a movie with Thalapathy if he's only got 1. He must have something about him, Stephen.
Thalapathy, his other 2 films must have caught Thalapathy VJ's eye. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I think so. I think the likes of Thalapathy VJ, Danush, etc. like to give directors, if they've got that kind of pool. Not all actors have got that pool that they can pick and choose their director.
It's about leveling people up again, isn't it?
It would be the other way around, but you're absolutely right, John. I think perhaps he's seen his work and he likes his work. Another question, John.
Yes.
Now we've got the poster. When are we going to get the first teaser?
Well, we did see a concept one, Stephen.
Yeah.
And I knew right away it was a concept trailer. in terms of first trailer, I know the movie only finished. Oh, it's not even finished yet.
No.
It's still shooting in Chennai, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
It finished over in the States in Georgia. I think it actually got stopped due to the COVID situation over in India. So I know they were shooting in Chennai. I think they'd bulk sets and it actually stopped. I don't know if they're currently back doing production in India. So also the movie's not finished, as I'm aware of. So I don't know if they've got enough in the can. I don't know how much. I think they were shooting in obviously section by section.
Yeah.
The Georgia stuff, I don't know if they've got enough enticing imagery, enough of the story to give from that sector.
When are we getting a motion poster?
Well, Stephen, that's the thing. Look, that's the thing I love, man. The director's only 37.
Wow.
He's younger than Thalapathy.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, man, the amount of really young directors over in India. Because over here, someone like Chris Nolan, who's in his late 40s, he'd be deemed young.
Yeah.
And look, Stephen, I'm not saying that's fucking old, because I know
but it's rare, John. You're absolutely right. The Guy Ritchie, that's a rare thing to happen. A guy in his early 30s.
Early 30s
at the
directing.
time, you know, when Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels came out, for him to be a prominent director before he's in his mid 30s. But it seems to be a common thing in India, which I think's great, John.
Stephen, and speaking about the motion posters, it's something I've really enjoyed after we dipped our toes into the whole Indian movie stuff. Triple R was one. I think it was, I always forget it. Radye something. Radye Sa or something. It's obviously Prabhas. It's a sort of romantic one. We've seen that. It went through all of the carriages in the train, and then it got to Prabhas and he's hanging outside the train. It's a really simplistic way to promote a movie.
Yeah.
But really, how shall I put it? Effective. Because it lasts with you. It shows you a little element of the story. It shows you the character almost in 3D, because it kind of pops in the case of obviously Ajay Devgan in Triple R.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it moves in slow-mo. So it gives you a sense of what's going on. He's surrounded with the guns. I think it's a really effective way of promoting a movie. And I'd love to see, I don't know if Thalapathy's movies have ever utilised the sort of motion poster, but I'd love to see it with this guy, because look, you've seen the imagery in that second poster. He's got the helicopter behind him. He's got a gun sitting upright.
Yeah,
he's got a shot. It's such a compelling character by the looks of it, man. He's on the run and he's getting chased by helicopters. So there's your motion poster right off the bat.
Do you know what springs to mind with me apart from The Fugitive? First Blood.
Yeah, was that
Rambo? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I do have that sort of vibe from it. That he's going to be wronged in some way.
Anirudh Ravichandra's doing the music, Steve.
And he's getting pursued. And he's getting pursued by who? I don't know much of the
I'm looking at the pot just now, Steve, and I'm wanting to make sure I'm speaking about the right movie here, because I'm pretty sure he's on the run in this. But there's not a huge amount getting about the actual pot just now from what I can see. I'm looking at it just now. But it is, they've collabed again. It was they're saying it's VG and Murugados' fourth collaboration. They worked in Sarkar, on Kaifi and on Tupaki. Now, we've watched all of those movies, Stephen, and I love Tupaki.
I like Kaifi as well.
Yeah, I like Kaifi, but Stephen, Tupaki, I was actually listening to the score of Tupaki last week. If you recall the villain score, I think it's the sleeper cell leader. And it's like, vroom, 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 vroom. I think he was a martial artist.
Yeah.
It may have been Roof, it says he did predominantly martial arts stuff.
That's right, yeah.
But he was actually acting in the movie, so I love the score in it. And it's actually Ravi Chandra that's doing the score again. So, Stephen, whilst the director seems to be a relative newcomer, he's got one completed movie and one movie out and two completed. All of the pieces around about Thalapathy, it's people he's worked with before, the composer, people producing and stuff like that. They're all working. It's a tight team, so I've got full confidence that this will be a very good movie. The posters are hitting the spot, if that's correct way of saying it. They look really cool, and they're giving us a little hint, and it's a nice way to tie into his birthday as well. And so it's a nice little bit of viral marketing for the movie.
I'd like to thank the community as well, because they are the ones that are keeping us on the pulse with all this kind of news, and we do appreciate it, because there's so much news and breaking news coming out from Indian cinema. It's very hard to track it sometimes, because we're trying to keep our eye on everything. So we really do appreciate when you guys out there
give us a heads up,
let us know when things are dropping. Trailers, teaser trailers, motion posters, whatever it may be, we really do appreciate it, guys.
Especially when it's this guy, because this is the guy that I've also took a fancy to, Steve.
Exactly.
Him and probably Amir Khan, because he was the guy I was kind of first acquainted with.
That's right, yeah.
Him and Thalapathy and Danush is starting to emerge as well. Look, there's a whole... I love them all, man. I love Vijay Sethupathi as well. Stephen, getting on to that probably before we move on here. I seen you put out some posts asking people how our review and rating stacked up to them. And I cannot believe, Stephen, we gave Feet of Vikram Vedder a C.
I know. John, do you know what? It's something we can revisit at some point. But the point is, though, we've not got much to compare it to at the very beginning of our journey. We can't say, we're comparing it to Western films subconsciously. That's what we're doing, and that's not.
Well, Stephen, I went on to Letterboxd. That because I'm obsessed with this app, Letterboxd, just now, where you rate movies, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So should I gave it a B- at the very least?
Yeah, John. When I was putting it together earlier on the polls, I was very surprised with some of the decisions, but we did give. Was it Sarkar?
Sarkar gave a D. That's
and
harsh.
Most of the poll agreed with us on that one.
Maybe a D+.
It was such a weak film in his catalogue.
Yeah, I did see that was most.
I think I've got maybe about another 4 or 5 polls that I'm just going to kind of drop over the week because I'm interested to see how people.
Stephen, I'm loving the honesty. I'm loving the honesty from the community. I think it was Prakash. Came out and says you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about in this review. You're completely wrong.
Enough.
And I love that honesty. Someone that's very honest, man. I appreciate that feedback because he's right. We don't know what we're talking about in the Feige Invader. I'm also looking forward to the music director. Anirudh. If I'm reading that right, I'm kind of cut off because of OBS. Let's bring it up. Where the hell's the mouse cursor? Yeah, Anirudh, if I'm saying that right, comes up with because he did Master songs. Look, man, Master's a great movie. It's the best Thalapathy movie I've watched.
Yeah. It's the best music.
Yeah, and the core of that movie, Steve, was the music. Cutie Story, Master Blaster, Vaffy coming.
Do you know what was good about that,
the
John?
soul of the movie was the music.
How good the music was that we watched the movie, we reviewed the movie, and then our community were saying, react to this song, this song, that song. We went back and did it, and it was like we were hearing it for the very first time.
Master Blaster, if I'm not wrong, was the intro when we first see JD.
Right.
And it was such an eventful opening. There was lots of stuff going on. They was chasing these students. He ends up on the bus or the train. And that music really did frame it very well. Cutie Story was a brilliant little song. It's still a favourite song from Thalapathy. I just love the lyrics. Palavida, problems will come and go.
It's so catchy.
Happy. Yeah. So I love that. And that's his singing. For me, that's the best song I've heard him sing. So you're right, Ruth. For me, the music was. Well, you didn't say the music was brilliant in Master, but it was brilliant, and it was from Anirudh, and he's once again working on this movie. So I'm really intrigued. All of the components of this movie, the story, Thalapathy again. Bring his A game because he's always good. Even in Sarkar, we didn't really rate Sarkar that high, but his performance was unreal.
Yeah, he made it a D.
The whole movie.
He made it a D. It was going to be an F.
Yeah, he made it better than what it was just due to his acting. I think he had a great speech down at the sort of some area speaking about fishermen and stuff like that, and it was a really emotive performance from him. So for me, that's still the best song, and that was all down to Anirudh. So all of the components are coming together nicely from this. Nice bit of marketing early doors when they've not even finished the movie. The score's going to be great. The performance is going to be great. Just intrigued to see. Wow. Anirudh is 30 years old. Jesus Christ, man. He's younger than me.
So many talented people,
he's 30 and he's composing movies like that. Yeah. That is insane to me. I mean, John Williams is like 89.
John Williams has been around for about 50 years.
Yes, Sylvester. Yeah. What age is he, man? He's like fucking
Sylvester's in his 60s, yeah.
They're all old. Yeah. All the composers over here.
Yeah, but they've been around for 30, 40 years.
Probably one of the youngest ones. He's like 50 odds.
Yeah. To be fair to Sylvester was probably in his late 20s, early 30s when he did the Back to the Future stuff.
Oh, but did he do Rocky?
No, Bill Conti. Yeah. And I think he was pretty young as well. But John, that's astounding. 30 years old. I remember when I was 30, I was doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wasting my life.
With you before.
Yeah.
Big Beatles fans.
Yeah.
And I often chart.
John, I used to do that.
I often chart my age with the Beatles. And John Lennon, by the age of 32, had done all of the Beatles. And he'd done Imagine. And he's singing Imagine at the piano. A year younger than I am just now. 31, and I feel like a complete failure watching it. Because I've done nothing in my life compared to this guy. Anirudh is scoring movies at 30, man. It is a joke.
John, but you're hosting one of the most popular and lovable YouTube channels there is in Movie Burner Entertainment. So, horses for courses. But listen, we're going to move on to our next topic. Yeah, and it's more MCU characters could get Black Widow style prequel, says Kevin Feige. Well, John, before we talk about that, I can tell you right now, Iron Man won't be getting one, Captain America won't be getting one, and the Incredible Hulk won't be getting one because they were all origin stories. You can't do a prequel with them. But Kevin Feige reflects.
VJ's Twitter page. I'm actually going to follow him. I'm not following VJ.
Yeah, I think you should, John. Kevin Feige reflects on Black Widow's story, hinting that Marvel is interested in exploring the past, present, and future of its characters. This is coming in from Screen Rant, John, and here we go. Feige has hinted at Marvel's interest in creating prequels like Black Widow for other beloved Marvel characters. During a press conference via Slash Film promoting the film, Feige commented on the potential for other films that explore the past, present and future of characters from the MCU, emphasising how personal and specific, it's near the quote, John, there we go, and Black Widow is to Natasha's character. Read the full quote below, which I'm going to do because it's there, it's right in front of all of our eyes that can see. Certainly this film and this story is a particular case for Natasha, but the notion of exploring the past, present and future of the MCUs is certainly in the cards for all of our characters. This particular story of the particular cast is very personal, very specific to Natasha. John, it works for characters like that have been prominent and we don't know their backstory, but as I said, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk and Captain America were all origins. So was Captain Marvel, wasn't it? Ant-Man was as well.
Kind of origins, yeah.
He's saying all characters. Well, who are they? Well, tell us.
Well, Stephen, you're definitely not getting Steve Rogers, as you did say, because we got his origins.
Yeah.
In the great Captain America trilogy.
Yeah.
And we kind of get... we did get the origins of Tony Stark, because we got the trilogy, his origins of becoming Iron Man. And then, of course, was it Civil War? Where we get the flashback? Yeah. Was it Civil War or was it Age of Ultron? We get the flashback of him very young. We got that dynamic between him and his father.
War, I think, yeah.
Was it?
I think so.
So we've kind of filled in Tony Stark, and Tony Stark's dead now. So we've already got the origins of Doctor Strange. I just don't see Hawkeye, but we're getting the Hawkeye TV show. He's passing the baton over to his daughter, potentially, Hayley Steinfeld. So perhaps we could look into Hawkeye's backstory. I'm sure there's something interesting there. What happened in, was it Prague? Was that what they were talking about, Prague?
Yeah.
So perhaps you can do Hawkeye. Hulk is always an enigma. Budapest, Budapest, that's what it is. A fucking wrong European city. Hulk, I mean, Hulk's not even their character. It belongs to Universal.
But we got that anyway, didn't we?
We got that over 3 movies.
Yeah.
The dog's farted. Over 3 movies. We act over 3 different sort of movies.
Ed Norton's one as well.
Yeah, Ed Norton. Yeah. So we've kind of rounded out Hulk as a character. I'm just trying to think of other characters.
John, perhaps maybe they're hinting at maybe X-Men.
We're doing Stephen, perhaps he's hinting at. I mean, is it definitely movies he's talking about? Movies? Because we're kind of doing...
future of MCU. So he's not actually saying movies. So
he's opening it up to characters coming out. I mean, it could be... I mean, the prequels... I suppose you could use... listen, prequels doesn't have to be a backstory.
No.
So we
could be a story in between.
In the past.
Yeah.
So, because Stephen, this isn't technically supposed to be a backstory. This is charting Natasha between Civil War.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
The events of Civil War and obviously Ultron, I think it was. Was it Ultron? No, I keep saying that. Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah.
So it's that specific period in her life it's tracking. So we could go back and do Captain America at a period in his life. We could go back and do Tony Stark.
Would you want to, though? I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that.
Well, we know he's signed it, but we say we know.
John, I love these characters, but really? I don't really want to see stories in between the stories we've already got with these prominent characters.
Well, Stephen, I watched the Real Rejects sort of non-spoiler review of Black Widow, and they weren't damning it with praise.
No.
It says it was an okay watch. Yelena, i.e. Florence Pugh, was the real standout. David Harbour. And that's always a danger, Steve, when you do prequel stories and you've seen all of the best of what is to see with a character like Black Widow. All of the other characters around her that you've not met before, they outshine her.
The problem is
that's
as well, and you might be right here in terms that it might not be film, but if it is film, everything's more or less in real time. The beginning of Iron Man in 2008 right up to Endgame is a 12-year
gap.
You know, it's a timeline in itself. There's not much in there that you can slot a prequel into that I wouldn't want
to see Tony Stark
it's
again.
It's not like a 30-year gap of Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi and then The Force Awakens.
Wife, in a sense.
Yeah, you know, it's...
I would not want to see Tony Stark again. Tony Stark's whole arc was basically him being an arsewipe, selfish, masturbatory in his personality, then he turns into a selfish individual at the end. I don't want to go back to a time when he was like what he was in the Iron Man movies. I enjoyed the journey he went on.
Well, I was going to say that,
John. Shouldn't be touched again.
Yeah.
What other characters have you got realistically, Steve? Could we have a Thanos prequel? Look into
Thanos
this guy's
is a
life.
Little boy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we can do here.
A little boy at 5 foot.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
John, the only ones I can really think of is maybe the Eternals. You know, ones they've not explored
I was about
yet,
to say that because he's saying at some point in the future.
Yeah.
it may be characters we've not yet seen. He's not saying we're going to do this for every single character we've ever seen. He's saying at some point in the future we may have a situation where we've not got time to give a standalone movie to a character, but we'll give them a prequel movie 5-6 years into their tenure.
I think so we could characters as well that
Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly, John. But I think characters that have not had that journey that you describe, people like Gamora. We don't know Gamora's full story.
Steve.
We
Gamora,
only know
Nebula, man.
Yeah, we know only hints of the past, like little
Rocket.
Yeah,
and Groot.
I want to know about Rocket's
because Rocket's
treatment.
like Wolverine.
Yeah,
he's almost like Wolverine. He's been tortured. He's got this shadowy past.
Yeah.
How is he the way he is just now? How did he become?
That would be interesting.
That's how
I
he's
would watch
Drax
that.
with his wife and kids.
Yeah.
There is potential to explore characters in there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see every single character we've seen. Because Stephen, I like some mystery.
John,
that's why I wasn't all for Solo.
Solo, yeah.
Because I like the mysteriousness. You can fill the gaps in yourself and shape this character for your own liking. That's what I love about books. You can fill in the gaps and use your imagination. When you start showing every single aspect of the past,
Solo got his name.
It loses, Stephen. It takes some aura off the character. Solo was a character filled with aura.
Yeah, and now we know that he was named after the Empire named him.
Shite. Just takes an edge off him.
Yeah.
And that's why ultimately I just retcon all of these Disney movies, because they're fan fiction, expensive fan fiction, and the only thing that really counts is the prequels and more specifically the originals. That's the only thing that exists. And Stephen actually went back and rated the prequels as well, man, and I tell you they're going up in my estimation.
Yeah.
There's just, as movies, they may not be the best, they may not get near the original, but elements of the movies, the Clone Wars, Count Dooku, Christopher Lee,
Order 66.
Order 66. There's elements you can pick out, man. Just Dooku in general is just an incredible character. When you put the legendary Christopher Lee into a movie,
John, I think as
that
well
part of the movie is going to be good.
The story as well is connected to the original trilogy, whereas the sequel trilogy is so disconnected. They've just thrown the 3 original heroes in about a really rubbish story,
and that is the danger, Steve.
Yeah,
of supplanting little stories into an established universe. It can fail badly, and it can put a bad taste in your mouth for what has been.
John, it's going to take a lot to really get that trilogy to fit. I know we're going off on a tangent just now, but it's going to take a lot of Mandalorian series and other Luke Skywalker series to really bridge that gap and make sense of it. They could do it.
It's possible they could do it.
It's going to take a long time,
decade, man. A decade worth of storytelling.
I'll not be here by the time that happens.
Decade? Oh, you'll be here in a decade, Stephen. No,
I think it'll take longer than that, John.
Do you think so? 20? I think so. You'll be here in 20 years, no?
I think it'll be 30, 40 years. And I'll not be giving a shit about Star Wars at that point.
I'll be a very old man by then.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think about that.
I'll be a Force ghost by that point, John. But anyway, we're going to move on to next. We're going to talk about Michael Keaton now. We're moving from MCU to DC, and this is all about the Flash movie. And first look at Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne returns in Flash movie set photos. With production underway on DC's The Flash movie, Michael Keaton has been spotted on set filming his eagerly anticipated return as Bruce Wayne, but there's also another character jumping in there, John, which we'll talk about, but shared online by New West Boy from the Girl Son. Unofficial set photos have revealed Keaton on set of The Flash. For the scene, Keaton is dressed as Bruce rather than Batman, wearing a distinguished suit. Exactly what he's doing isn't quite clear, but just seeing him there as Bruce is an exciting thing. The set pictures also reveal Miller and Sasha Cale as Supergirl, and that's on that tweet from @CaptCanuck 66. John, Michael Keaton, is he wearing a wig or is he not?
Well, Stephen, you confirmed that it was a weave.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And
it's got to be.
Much like Shatner.
Yeah.
Circa 1965 or something. I was quite dismayed when I thought, that man's bald. Because he's got such an amazing head of hair. I'm like, wow, James Tiberius Kirk is bald, and it's absolutely undisputable that he was bald back then, and he was bald in TJ Booker, was it, or something like that, with the horrendous
TJ Hooker,
didn't watch it, sort of perm weave, and then the horrendous short one, like John Travolta. These guys all do it. Thankfully, Mr. Keaton doesn't do it. And it's only for a role, because you see it in Homecoming, he shaved his head in, he doesn't care. The guy's in his late 50s, doesn't give a shit.
No.
It's beyond that. It's definitely a wig, that's for sure, Stephen. But I tell you, man, look how good he looks. He's just, who's this he's standing next to as well? That's what I want to know. Who's this big tall geezer? Because as we know, he's about 5'9", isn't he? So this guy here, I mean, this could be Ben Affleck, but it doesn't look like him. He doesn't look tall enough, he doesn't look big enough.
No.
Out the way. So this is a great shot, Stephen. This guy looks amazing. Look at the suit, dapper as hell.
Yeah.
He's looking down as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy coming back as Bruce Wayne. It was iconic, his performance, Stephen.
John, it was fantastic.
What he did for the character, what he did for that franchise.
Yeah.
He set the stones in place for what was to be with Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer.
John, you're absolutely right. When I can remember being 13 years old, and the only Batman I knew was the Adam West stuff, and I didn't mind that. I didn't actually mind Adam West and Burt Ward's performances in that very campy television show, and we got the 66, I think, 1966 movie. It was what it was, but when I saw him, Michael Keaton that is, in that suit for the very first time with that yellow logo, you know, the Batman logo, the iconic one, and that suit and the muscles, you know, the built-in muscles clearly, he looked menacing, terrifying, and I was like, oh yes, this is what I want to see. And then we got Jack Nicholson's Joker as well. I couldn't wait to see this. Yeah, I couldn't wait to see the movie, John. Tim Burton, for everything that people say about him and stuff like that,
I think he's a great director.
I think he's great, John.
Great
but
mind.
a lot of people don't like his style. They think he's very generic now. At that time, I only knew him for
Beetlejuice.
a handful. Beetlejuice, and I only knew Michael Keaton. He'd been in films earlier than that, but the one that stood out to me prior to Batman was Beetlejuice, and I thought, I can't get my head around this. Surely he should be playing the Joker. He is more suited to playing the Joker, surely. But what a performance as Bruce Wayne as well. We always talk about Michael Keaton as Batman, but his performance as Bruce Wayne was probably some of the best stuff you'll see.
Stephen, it was, and as I did say, he was trailblazing. He set the way for future movies from Chris Nolan. It was all campy, as you did say, and he made it darker, more gothic, more gritty, more realistic, and that's why we ultimately got the movies we got. He was a pioneering figure, so it's so exciting to see this guy back playing this character once again. But Stephen, this character here, Supergirl, is it? And it is,
she's on wires. She's not really
Sasha Calle.
Sasha Calle, yeah.
Very cool suit. That's the first thing I'm going to say. A little bit too much red in there.
Looks like Spider-Man, as you
That's
said.
I say Spider-Girl. That's Daisy Ridley, isn't it? I love this little boy Flash thing going down the leg. I love the sort of things going round the hand. It's cool. It's a cool suit.
John,
fake abs though.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Supergirl character, other than there was a film out in the mid-80s, late 80s, 87 it might have been later than that. I didn't like it. It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
It was like cashing in the Christopher Reeve stuff, you know. I
didn't even know this character was in the movie though, that's what I'm saying, so it's very intriguing to see that she's in this movie, and we're going to see more characters in here. We've got Ben Affleck's Batfleck coming back. We've got, what is it, Grant Gustin version of The Flash. We've got this version of Batman, Michael Keaton. We've got Spider-Woman. Who else are we going to have in this movie, Steve? Supergirl, sorry, I keep saying Spider. It's in my head now, it's not going to go. No, it's my fault, I said it originally. Ezra Miller in here as well, Stephen. Suit. And he's with, what's her face? From Justice League, Zack Snyder's. They established this relationship in that version of the movie, expanded out this character, and his depth created this relationship. They're continuing it into the actual Flash movie, so that's good. That's some continuity, and it gives something for this guy to do here, because this guy is, quite frankly, one of the best fucking actors in the game just now. And whilst he does like to choke people out in bars, and he does get a reputation for being eccentric because of the shit he wears to red carpet events and stuff, he is a brilliant actor, Stephen. Credence Barebones, I think it is, in Fantastic Beasts. Amazing. Speaking of Beasts, amazing actor. So I'm glad to see he's getting more to do with this character. He's not the butt of the jokes. Yeah. He's got some romantic flame going on, and they're using his story for the character. It's a very interesting story, Flashpoint. I think his mother dies, his father gets framed for it, he has to go back in time and find the real killer, and he meets various different faces on the way. So it's a great story, man. His version won the race, in a sense, to get made, because I think they gave him a month to put his script forward, darker, grittier. He won. He got to play the character again. So I'm excited for this, man.
John, I can't wait. And it kind of makes you forget about Robert Pattinson, the Batman, as well, because it's going to be such an event. But John, Ruth has said, a couple of comments from Ruth saying, yup, without putting down Christian Bale's performance, I love Michael Keaton as Batman. Christian Bale, for me, is probably still my favourite. I think because he had 3 films. The voice, wasn't it? Yeah, he had 3 films. And Where is she? Chris Nolan had a lot to do with that. It wasn't just Christian Bale. Christian Bale's performance, the story intrigued me more. But Michael Keaton's 2 films, Batman and Batman Returns, for me are fantastic. You like Batman Returns, John, as well, don't you?
Danny DeVito.
Danny Catwoman, DeVito. And the Penguin. Yeah, it's such a dark film. Christopher Walken's in that as well. Such a big cast.
I'll still maintain this. I think Christian Bale's a better Batman, but I think Michael Keaton's a more nuanced Bruce Wayne. There's something about him. Just his expressions. He looks dark. He looks broody.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's what the character should be.
Yeah.
It should be dark, broody. It's a disturbed character.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Dark place. His parents, he witnessed them get killed, and he goes into his sort of shadows, and he's a dual character. He's got the Batman alias, and he's got this dark, deep Bruce Wayne. The Batman's almost the real version of him. He wants to go out there and do stuff, but he can't.
John, I think Jack Nicholson's got a lot to do with that. I think Jack Nicholson upped Michael Keaton's game.
Oh yeah, Steve, you put Jack Nicholson in a movie, man. I mean,
you have to try your best to be on par with this guy, and I think Michael Keaton did do that in this film.
I really hope they try and get Supergirl right this time. So far, Supergirl's depictions in the film,
John, I think she's always been portrayed as the sort of diet version of Superman, and it's time they move away from that. It's time they give this character.
Kryptonian?
I don't know. I honestly don't know too much. I just want to see this character
she should be
branch out on their own and not have any connections to Kal-El. Yeah. Just although I think the character is related in some sense, I might be wrong, but just don't refer to Superman in any way.
No, Stephen, that's what's going to be important for She-Hulk as well. It's going to be really hard to get that balance right. Not referring to Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, giving the character space to do its own thing. That's the absolute key for this character's success. And look, thankfully it's in a story that's a standalone, and there ain't no Superman here anymore. Henry Cavill's done. Yeah. They're moving away from Zack Snyder's version, so Superman won't be referenced at all. And it'll be really intriguing to see how this character fits into the stories. I did say, going back in time, dabbling with multiverses as he goes back, popping in and out. I'll be really intrigued to see. I hope it's more than just a cameo. Yeah. And I hope Michael Keaton's more than a cameo. We know Batfleck's going to be in there because he's always been that sort of figure to the Ezra Miller Flash anyway. So really intriguing story, man.
John,
the fact Miller actually did the script, man.
I always look at Ben Affleck's Batman or Bruce Wayne as the sort of Tony Stark to Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's like the mentor. He's a passing the baton on type thing, you know. Figure. Yeah, you know, he coach him, he manage him, and all that kind of thing. But I can't wait, John. Michael Keaton for me, he's one of the best actors over the past 40 years. Love him doing his comedy stuff, the Dream Team, Multiplicity, that kind of thing.
I need to go on to Dream Team in Letterboxd. That's a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, John, we'll have to review that at some point as well.
Oh, Stephen,
it's an amazing
scene film. When Christopher Lloyd goes into the bar and he starts telling him to pick up the rubbish and he gets kicked out.
No one likes a Mr. Messy, yeah.
Oh, just unbelievable, Stephen. What is it? What's the song they sing?
Hit the Road Jack,
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back, no. But it's an amazing film, man. Is that Peter Boyle on that as well?
Peter Boyle,
yeah. The great Peter Boyle.
It's a great cast, yeah.
Oh, unbelievable, man. What a movie.
I first saw it, and I think it was 88 or 89 when it first came out, and just a hilarious film. It was up there. You know, Christopher Lloyd for me is he's one of the most underrated comic actors. His performances in Taxi alone, but there's so many funny bits in this film here, Back to the Future. That guy, it goes over a lot of people's heads how funny this guy is. I watched him actually. He appeared in The Big Bang Theory, an episode that was on the TV a couple of days ago, playing a sort of down and out guy. He's so funny, even at the age. I think he's like 80 or something now.
He's that old now?
He's late 70s at the very least, but he's still got that spark about him, you know.
Yeah, 16, man. There's something special about the guy. All of these actors that make it big, they've got that sort of gravitas, that presence, and you're drawn to them. But that guy in particular, there's something about him, iconic look, just unbelievable. He's been in so many of my favourite movies. He speaks as well. He's got that voice. They've all got it, Stephen. You think of Pete Postlethwaite, is that the one I'm thinking about? John Hutt, Alan Rickman, Christopher Lloyd. They've all got that voice, man. Morgan Freeman. They've got that voice uniqueness, and you're drawn to them.
Robin
Williams, yep.
You were talking about Jumanji.
Oh, what is it? Alan Parrish. Alan Parrish, yeah. Is it Sarah?
Yep.
Your turn. Jamie Costa. Honestly, if you want to see great impersonations, go onto YouTube and look up Jamie Costa. He does Han Solo. He does
he's very good,
Robin Williams. A multitude of characters, but the Alan Parrish. Do you remember we played a game called Jumanji? It's your turn. It's just unbelievable. Jumanji. Just amazing actor.
Little things like that make the difference, John. But listen, we're going to move on to our final topic, and it's coming in from Screen Rant. Mark Hamill reacts to Carrie Fisher getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. John, I saw this on Twitter because I follow Hamill himself on Twitter and on Instagram.
Stephen, a lot of people don't like Mark now
because
of his political persuasion.
Sod them. But John, listen, this guy's a Jedi fucking Knight. Don't mess with him.
Yes, exactly.
Carrie Fisher. Now, when I saw this, I thought, what's he talking about? Carrie Fisher's already got a star, surely. She has, hasn't she? She's been in the public figure for the past 50 years, not just as an actor, but you mentioned it as well. Script doctor, a novelist.
Personality in general.
Yeah, and she's not got a star. What's going on here? And I thought, this is an old tweet or something like that. It's got to be. But it turns out, when Carrie Fisher was announced as a recipient of a star on the Walk of Fame, Mark Hamill took to Twitter to give his Space Sis a special tribute. Now, there's that photograph there, John, with the two of them locking arms. I think it's just at the very top. It's a great photograph.
And Steve, we must thank Ryan Johnson for that, and all of the criticisms the guy gets. Yeah. He did give a moment with those two.
John,
it was a special moment.
I can go back and watch that time and time again, and it's like hairs in the back of your neck stuff, just to see both of them. It's a great sort of moment between the two of them. I remember watching the behind the scenes stuff. Kathleen Kennedy was in tears.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson was borderline tears, but holding it together because he's got a job to do. And it was just very silent on set when these two were interacting. And a bit of what do you call it, from Mark Hamill. He kissed her on the forehead. It wasn't scripted or anything like that. And a bit of ad-libbing between the two of them, because these two know the characters better than anyone. You couldn't imagine anyone. Remember we were talking about Meryl Streep stepping in to play Princess Leia for... Yeah. I'm glad they didn't do it, John. I don't like what they did do, but I don't want that,
Steve, that moment was made all the more poignant with her passing before the movie. So when you watched it and you realised she was gone, she couldn't come back as a character.
Yeah. No one's ever really gone.
Yeah, she has that moment with him. It was a really special moment.
I remember we're sitting in the cinema watching The Last Jedi, and a lot of it we didn't like, but there was that was one of the best moments, and it was because of these two fine actors. But Fisher was recently selected by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, who manages the Walk of Fame, to be latest amongst a group of 38 honorees to receive their own official stars. Hamill, who has been one of the loudest voices petitioning to get Fisher her star since her passing, took to Twitter to give much love and a very one-finger salute to his friend and former co-star when he heard the news. And as I said, this was a tweet, John. I congratulate and salute all 38 new Hollywood Walk of Fame honorees. Welcome to the neighbourhood. Much love and a very special one-finger salute to the incomparable, hilarious and irreverent force of nature that was my space as Carrie Fisher. Love heart, her star will blaze from here to eternity. What a nice tweet that is, John. Some great photos between the two. John, I love these two. I love the two of them in the films, but off camera as well. Mark Hamill talked about that meeting back in 2012 when they were trying to get the two of them to sign up. And
great quote, wasn't it, Steve?
Carrie Fisher jumped at the chance right away, and Mark Hamill's like, "Oh, come on, Carrie, play your poker face here, try and get a good deal." And she turned around, as typical as Carrie Fisher was, telling it straight, "I'm Princess Leia and you're Luke fucking Skywalker." Just accept it, Mark. That's what I loved about this woman. A very honest person, straight to the point, didn't take any shit off anyone. And
that kind of person, Steve.
John, I always remember the news coming in. We had just watched Rogue One, I think.
Yeah.
And the news dropped. Absolutely devastating, wasn't it?
And obviously we had that moment at the end of the movie with her. So that was yeah, she died in December, didn't she, Stephen?
Yeah,
it wasn't
I think
long.
it was just after Boxing Day. I think it was 27th of 28th.
She was in London and she was doing lots of crazy stuff with the tweets. I remember that, like little symbols and stuff. Yeah, Stephen, it was as someone that grew up watching Star Wars. I recall when I was 5-6 years old watching Star Wars, having the toys and stuff like that. Always been a fan of the characters. When you hear that news, it takes the wind out of you, because obviously we knew she had substance abuse and stuff like that, much like Robin Williams, funny enough. But when you hear that these people have died, you don't expect these people to die so soon. So it was a shock. But Steve, this is a great piece of news that she's finally got a star, because she deserves it. You says it yourself. When you've got Tango Man arsewipes like Donald Trump having a star on the walk, who's done nothing.
Yeah, he appeared in that.
Appeared in a cameo in Home Alone 2.
What's it called? Apprentice or something?
Yeah, Apprentice. Yeah. He's not Alan Sugar. He's a fake apprentice. And even Alan Sugar's an arsehole, but Trump, why is this guy got a star? And you've got people like this, as you did say, Stephen, an illustrious career, not as only as an actor, but script doctor, novelist, just a personality. Sort of geek culture icon for the better part of 30-40 years. She deserved a star before now, but we understand there's a process. As you did say, there's how many other people involved here? Another 38 people, so it's almost like the Hall of Fame and NFL and stuff like that, and NBA. There'll be a process they have to nominate a set amount every year.
It's the same with the
it took Mark Hamill a while, Stephen, to get it. He only got a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was George Lucas and Harrison Ford that went to it, so I mean, these are icons of Hollywood. You say what you want about them. They may not have had the career they should have had, but icons, and they deserve to have a star. So it's just great to see she's been recognised. Sadly not here to appreciate it, but she has got a space brother and all of her other sort of connections celebrating this wonderful life and career. So great to see, Stephen.
Yeah,
I'm done, man. I am done speaking.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on the array of topics that we've touched upon on the show tonight? What do you make about that huge Thalapathy news that he has a new movie coming out, and it's now called Beast? Now, we knew his movie was coming out anyway, Stephen, because we've been tracking this guy for months now. Better part of a year. So we knew it was coming out. We referred to it as 65 though, up until now. So now it's called Beast. We've got a logo. We've got 2 posters and a wonderful looking Joseph.
John, maybe we'll get something tomorrow or today and in there for his birthday. Maybe a trailer. Yeah,
Stephen, that'd be great. It would be great if we get a trailer. Stephen, we'll react to something, because you actually mentioned there's a couple of fan-made videos coming up, so we'll try and react to something and get it out for tomorrow, just to celebrate the man, because we've done a lot of Donald Trump's just, look, the guy's a gonk, and that's the best word. That's a Glaswegian word, which basically means he's an idiot. The fact the word actor should not be used, it shouldn't. Politician and president shouldn't be used in the same sentence as Donald Trump
either.
Stephen, I mean, when I was growing up as a young teenager, early 2000s, and we had George Bush Jr. in power, everyone thought this guy was a clown, an idiot. They laughed at him. He was making mistakes in front of crowds and stuff like that. We thought, this guy's an absolute clown shoe. But then 10 years, 15 years later, we get this complete cretin, and then you actually look back now and think George W. Bush Jr. was actually a good president. This guy's changed history. You actually look back and think this clown shoe that started wars in the Middle East was a good president because of Donald Trump. So that sums him up, his legacy, an absolute clown. But look, getting back to people that are not clowns, Thalapathy, Beast, what do you make about that announcement, man? The posters, thoughts on this movie in general. You can comment below if you've got anything to say about that and share your general excitement, because I know I'm excited about it, and I'm not even from the subcontinent, but that's such as the magnetism of a man that you do get drawn in. What do you make about the other topics that we have touched upon? Michael Keaton photographed on the set of Flashpoint. What was the other one we spoke about, Stephen?
Mark Hamill,
but the one before that?
it was the prequels.
The prequels, yeah. You can comment below if you've got anything to say about those down below in the comment section. Share your thoughts on it. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit the follow button over on Twitch. If you want to see more content like this in the future, and you will get it. I'll be back here tomorrow, Stephen. I'll be taking a little break. I will be celebrating Joseph Thalapathy VJ's birthday. I'll do something for it. Yeah, well, I've got some cake down the stairs and cookies, so I'll do something. I'll celebrate the man. But wait, until then, I'm done. Stephen's done. Bye-bye, guys. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. You remember that one, Margaret? Bye, guys.